65.35. Let's welcome in our morning guest at this moment. SP Prasad is now joining us. Imtiaz Qureshi is with us. Vijay Chopra is also joining us, and soon we'll have Ruchit Jain. Okay, Ruchit Jain is also with us. Vijay, let's start with you. What are your top picks?
I would like to recommend three stocks for today, which have shown some kind of a rise in the past few sessions. My first call is Apollo Tyres. The stock closed at about 198 rupees on Friday. I would give my first target of 207 for the stock, and the second target would be 220. This is for a short term. I think that these levels should be achieved. Although I recommend a stop loss of 190 on the stock. My second call would be Jindal Steel. The stock closed at around 129. It could be bought for a target of 134, and stop loss of 126 is recommended on the stock. My final call would be Tata Elxsi. The stock closed at 1516 rupees, and I would recommend a target of 1540 and second target of 1560, and a stop loss of 1480 should be strictly kept on the stock. Thanks.
All right, three picks: Apollo, JSPL, and Tata Elxsi. Mr. Prasad, what are your top picks?
Yeah, the one new name which I've been contemplating to mention for some time. It's run up quite a bit. I must also give a forewarning. Is Grasim, because the merger is coming through, then the listing of the financial services arm is going to come. I'm generally not for conglomerates, but Grasim is a slightly different kettle of fish for the simple reason that they have solid businesses themselves, like VSF, chemicals, etc., where they are not just India leaders, but global market leaders. Apart from that, now with the merger of ABN into Grasim, that's going to be very interesting, and then the subsequent listing of financial services, that's going to unlock value. Idea merger is going to unlock that much more value. So I would definitely look at Grasim, good solid company. Except I'm not too much quite convinced about the ratio, how many shares that the ABN shareholders will get in Grasim after the merger, but that's not an area of discussion today. So Grasim is clearly one name, and I continue to like State Bank of India and HPCL. I mean, these are names I definitely continue to like.
Right, Ruchit, what are your calls?
Hi, good morning, Pankaj. Well, couple of buy recommendations. First one is on Tata Global. We have seen after an up move from 125 to 145, this stock has consolidated in last, I think, around 1 month or so. Now, after this consolidation phase, the last couple of trading sessions, the volumes have again started increasing with an up move, which is indicating again a sign of accumulation going on in the stock. So we believe that this broader uptrend would continue in the stock. So the risk reward ratio also is quite favorable at current levels. One can go long with stop loss below 138. We are expecting target somewhere around 157 to 158 in short term. And my second pick is a buy call in SRF. This stock, after this recent corrective move, has seen a consolidation above 200-day simple moving average, which is acted as a good support. Although it's trading in a triangular pattern, but just because it's trading near its support of the triangle, we believe that from current level the stock might move higher to the resistance end of this pattern. So one can go long in SRF around current levels, keeping stop loss below 1550, expecting target somewhere around 720 to 725.
All right, Imtiaz, what are your topics?
Very good morning to all. My topics are Tata Motor MPDVR. Tata Motor DVR looks very much promising. We have seen the consolidation zone. Most probably today, as per the timeline, today we should see some sort of a breakout in Tata Motor DVR. Buy with a stop loss of 274 for the target of 312. After that, I have Jain Irrigations. Last session, we have seen a lower shadow, a big long ledge candlesticks pattern. So this indicates that the lower shadows are very much important for the stocks for going much higher. I think so. This trend, what we had seen in the Jain Irrigation, would definitely continue on the higher side. Buy with a stop loss of 92 rupees for the target of 102. And lastly would be NCC Nagarjuna Construction, where we had seen that most of the you can say real estate stocks has given a good appreciation, but NCC is still showing the strugglingness and some sort of you can say downtrend tick. So buy with a stop loss of 80 rupees for the target of 91 rupees.
Right, these are the picks from our guest. Also, a couple of stocks will be in focus because of board meet, and the big one out of them will be HCL Tech. So 3 companies have buyback board meet. Let's see what is the sort of number that happens. I think. Okay, I think we are getting some news flow regarding Idea and Vodafone. Let's just try and see. I'll just try and open the exchanges as far as Idea and Vodafone is concerned. Okay, nothing as this point of time that I can see. Okay, what I can pick up is that Idea and Vodafone announce a merger. So that's of course the big merger that we are talking about. We are yet to get the details, but this is probably the first big announcement which has come in from the management. So that's Idea, and Idea for you, of course. Vodafone is not listed. We'll just come back to it. SP, in terms of Idea and Vodafone numbers, whatever are the details, it's very important for the industry to consolidate number 2 and number 3 coming in together, whatever may be the pricing.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's inevitable, Pankaj. Of course, there's been a lot of criticism about TD's SAT recommendation, TRA, etc., vis-a-vis Reliance Jio pricing, which obviously has an impact on the entire industry as such. The other important thing, Pankaj, given my experience on mergers, acquisitions from all sides, is they need to, I'm glad that there is a bit of a speed on this, because typically what happens when a merger and acquisition happens, the competition also enjoys. I think one of the Bharti Airtel senior people did make a observation on this, because the focus of team, everybody is, do I have jobs or not, where is my position in the new entity, already who will be the CEO, CFO, and write down. So I think the quicker they do it, it will be good for them. But yes, I think it is inevitable. The only other quick thing,
it's inevitable means it's announced.
Yeah, what I meant is inevitable in terms of industry consolidation. I'm not talking of this merger. Right. I think this industry consolidation is something. The only other quick thing is USL. Every time there is
let's just keep USL for a while, because that's something which we'll get to in some point of time. So I have the details now of the merger of Vodafone and Idea, creating the largest telecom operator in India. That's what the release says. It's a London, UK and Mumbai, India release. So London, UK for Vodafone, and Mumbai, of course, for Idea. So what are the key highlights of the deal? Vodafone to combine its subsidiary Vodafone India, excluding its 42% stake in Indus Tower, with Idea, which is a listed company on the Indian stock exchanges. You can see this. I don't think the stock price has reacted at this point of time, but it'll be interesting to see. Highly complementary combination will create India's largest telecom operator with the country's widest mobile network and strongest commitment to deliver the Indian government's Digital India vision. Sustained investment by the combined entity will accelerate the pan-India expansion of wireless broadband services using 4G, 5G technology when it comes, supports on introduction of digital content of Internet Things. So that are the various details. Now, the merger ratio is consistent with recommendation from the joint independent valuer. The implied enterprise value is 828 billion, which is 82,800 crores, which means about 12.4 billion for Vodafone India and about 72,200 for Idea. This is excluding the stake in Indus Tower. Vodafone India is valued at 6.4 times EV to EBITDA. Idea, excluding its stake in Indus Tower, is valued at 6.3 times. So I think I'll have to back calculate what's happening. Okay, Vodafone will own 45% in the combined entity after transferring its 4.9% stake to Aditya Birla Group for 3,900 crores in a cash concurrent with completion of the merger. The Aditya Birla Group will own 26% and will have the right to acquire more share from Vodafone under the agreed mechanism, with a view of equalizing shareholding over a period of time. Still they have not given the pricing of this deal. Substantial cost and synergy benefits are estimated as per the net present value, approximately 67,000 crores. That's about 10 billion after integration cost. That seems to be slightly higher. Let's actually just look at what's happening with Idea. I think it will be one of the big buzzing stocks today. Pricing has not yet come, but I think we'll have to back calculate it. Okay, 10% up straight away. Let's look at Bharti as well, what's happening over there, because it's an industry consolidation. So what happens to that as well? And also let's look at Bharti Infratel. So remember Bharti has some negative implication about this particular deal. It's already down about 1.5%. So that is the sort of number that one would be looking at. I'm just trying to back calculate this price and try and understand as to what's happening. Let's get a comment from Vijay as well. Vijay, what do you make of this deal? Idea is up 10%, 12% right now. I think it was a circuit limit earlier. So what is your call after this particular deal?
Well, I think good for Idea. because it was anyway burning cash, and Vodafone would definitely increase its subscriber base, so it would be an add-on for Vodafone, and it is going to be a clash of the titans from here on. And we have seen what Jio has actually done to the telecom market. The bottom lines have been literally trashed, and I suppose that this is going to be another 1 year at least of mergers, acquisitions, and strategizing and getting into new revenue streams, because voice of course is would no more be a revenue stream going forward seemingly, because the kind of prices which have fallen down, I think that we can't achieve ARPUs on voice, so it would be data which would be the king. And of course Airtel coming up with ideas like payment bank, which could propel a large AUM for them, and they can probably bring down their cost of capital to some extent, and they can enjoy the spreads. So these would be the things which would be happening in the telecom space. But yes, good for Idea as of now. We probably can see another 10-15% spurt in the counter. But yes, I don't see many fireworks happening in the next 1 year in the entire telecom pack.
Right, but Vijay, you believe that it's good for Bharti as well, because industry will get consolidated in a big way.
Yes, overall, if the industry gets consolidated and there are lower number of players, definitely it would be good in the longer run, because it's easier to track competition. But again, as I said, that balance sheets are going to drain for the next 1 year, and we are going to see some, big mergers and acquisitions. And I've been reiterating this since last 6 months, since Jio actually launched its operations. So yes, overall, it would be good for the industry, good for the customer, and India is definitely increasing the customer base, and the focus is now changing gradually from voice to data and other value-added services. So these services would bring the buck to the balance sheets of telecom players. So yes, we have to wait and see what kind of strategies these companies evolve with, and that's how this entire sector is going to emerge. But it's here to stay, and we're going to see a fierce competition, price wars happening. But yes, lesser number of players would be good for customers, number one, and of course good for companies also in the longer run, because your competition very well.
Right, SP, Aditya Birla Nuvo, what you mentioned earlier, do you think that one of the key concerns over there was how much they'll have to pump into Idea after the merger? So this particular deal makes it clear that it may not need a lot of investments?
Yeah, it looks like, that concurrent thing, what you just, cash being given concurrently, what you mentioned, one needs to of course understand the fine print, but on a quick glance, it looks like that assuages some of the concerns that some of us had in terms of what would be required, and also it also talks about shareholding becoming at the end of the day equal over a period of time. It mentions, but immediate concern, yes, the one you mentioned about cash being passed on from Vodafone to Aditya Birla Group, I think would eventually land up with ABNL, I would imagine, because ABNL is the one that's holding the Idea shares right now, which will eventually go to Grasim once the a merger happens.
Right. Right now, if you just look at the stock, so Idea went to the high of 122, 123 right now. It's absolutely flat. That's RCom for you. I think that's not really something which will react to this. Bharti is up about 1%. That's 3% higher. And let's look at Bharti Infratel. I think that's a stock which probably can go down, because there were some concerns regarding what happens to this entire deal, and how the merger of this would impact the interconnect costs that Bharti Infratel. Remember, both Idea and Vodafone both are big clients of Bharti Infratel, so now they'll together go ahead and pay Bharti Infratel. That is expected to be on the lower side, but I think the stock has already corrected on that front. Let's again just look at Idea. So it's completely given up its gain. You look at the day's high, it's 123, 124. You look at it right now, it's up around just 4% or so. So it's 3.4% higher, 111 for Idea Cellular. It's really not going anywhere as far as this deal is concerned at this point of time, and even Bharti Airtel is not particularly reacting. I think for Reliance, it's very, very small, so it really doesn't matter. Vijay, such sort of merger, do you think would change your view on Reliance Industries with the sort of freebies that they are giving?
Well, these possibilities can definitely emerge, and Reliance already has a large customer base, and their idea is to get more and more customers on board, and that was the idea behind giving freebies for the first 6 months. And they've also launched Jio Prime offer, which is also a very mouth-watering. They are giving schemes to the customers, and they want to hang on to the customer base. Number one. Secondly, add more. I'm sure that, as I mentioned earlier, there are going to be some kind of mergers and acquisitions, and we cannot really rule out some kind of an announcement with Reliance as well, because Reliance wants to catch hold of the customer base, and this was the original Dhirubhai Ambani plan when they launched their 500 rupees phone Kar Lo Duniya Muthi Mein. I think that this is what they want to do, Kar Lo Duniya Muthi Mein, and that's how it is going as of now. Subscriber base addition is going to be the mantra for all the telecom companies for the next 1 year or so, and of course saving the customer base would also be one of the strategies which people would be working on. So this predatory pricing, this predatory tactics would be the talk of the town as far as the telecom sector goes. So maybe some kind of a possibility that this happens, but again, Reliance has given a breakout after many years, and I think that Jio is not the only reason for that. There are other factors also, and I think that Reliance is clearly heading towards 1500, and that would propel confidence in the company as well. So let's wait and watch what happens as far as the telecom space goes and Jio goes.
Right. Ruchit,
the release, it is said that there is some sort of equalization in the shareholding between the Aditya Birla Group and Vodafone, and Aditya Birla Group will have the right excuse me, to acquire 9.5% additional stake from Vodafone under the agreed mechanism to equalize shareholding over time. Plus, the release also says that Vodafone and Idea intend to sell their standalone tower assets and Idea's 11.15 stake in Indus Towers to reduce leverage in the combined company. Vodafone will also explore strategic options for its 42% stake in Indus Tower, and the potential options include either a partial or a full disposal. So they are going to be selling the stake, at least Idea is going to be selling its stake in Indus Towers as well. Plus there is some arrangement in the agreement to see that the Aditya Birla Group's holding will be the same as Vodafone's over time. Imtiaz, ST mentioned Aditya Birla Nuvo as one of the stocks and Grasim to watch out. Now on the charts, what do you see for these two counters? Idea is in any case reacting to this news, but on these two counters, can you tell us what are the levels to watch?
Anisha, I think so. If I'm not mistaken, that Aditya Birla and Grasim, I think the trends look very much positive, and I think so. The correction which we have seen, maybe I'm talking about from last couple of trading sessions, 7-8 trading sessions, the stocks, both stocks, Aditya Birla Nova and Grasim, both were consolidating and right now given a breakout. So I remain very much positive for both the stocks. If I talk about Aditya Birla, the level comes around 1480. Until the stock sustain above 1480, the stock has a potential to go back to the higher level. And even in the Grasim, 1013 is a very good strong support. So unless this level doesn't break down on a closing basis, I think so the both should be taken as a buying opportunity on a decline.
All right, so would look to buy. Ruchit, your view on the charts for Idea, Grasim and AB Nuvo, what are the levels to watch? Because Idea is quickly coming off the highs of the day.
If we see, then it's been almost last 1.5 months since first week of Feb itself. We have seen the Ideas went into a consolidation phase. 101 has acted as a very strong support, and 122, 123 has acted as a very strong resistance. So as of now, looking at the momentum readings along with this price momentum, I don't think that the stock would immediately give any breakout above this 123 levels. It would continue to consolidate in this range. In fact, if I observe within the telecom sector, if anyone wants to go long, then I think Bharti Airtel provides a good risk-reward ratio on minor dips. There's a very good support in the Bharti coming in this range of 335 to 340, and the kind of breakout the stock had given during the last week of January, we believe that after this pullback move, the uptrend would continue and this stock would tend to outperform the other players in this within this sector. So I would advise to avoid Idea as of now. If anyone is looking from trading perspective, let the stock consolidate for some more time, and Bharti, in fact Bharti Airtel, if it comes in the range of 335 to 340, I think that provides a good that would provide a good buying opportunity again. And as far as Grasim is concerned, yes, the broader trend of the stock continues to remain positive. The only short-term resistance is seen about 1080, which is the recent high, and I think once this level is crossed, which eventually should be crossed, I think the stock would head higher towards 1120, 1140. So both the stocks, Grasim is looking positive, and from telecom sector rather than Idea, I would prefer to go along on Bharti on dips.
All right, buy Bharti on dips, and that's the advice that Ruchit has. SV, you were saying look at Grasim for what's going to happen once this news comes out. Now, what are the details that you'll be watching out for? The release is talking about how the debt will be structured in the combined entity, and it says that it will be self-funding going forward. What do you make of amount of money that will be required for further spectrum and the consolidation, because there's also a lot of talk in the market that how a number of telecom employees are on the lookout for jobs. Because of this consolidation, there will be realignment in cost as well. What are the things that you'll be watching out for from here on?
See, frankly, I think the main thing is that what is going to be the impact for me, more than Reliance adding on more customers, what is going to be the number of customers that Jio is able to retain after 31st March, because that's why they've been advertising very heavily on television now, because after 31st March, there is a one-time charge, they're talking about a monthly charge, etc. So their entire pricing model is changing. Okay, but still a lot cheaper than rest of the industry. So how much is Reliance able to retain is going to be crystal ball gazing, and that will definitely have an impact on all the other telecom companies. That's number one. Number two is in terms of the spectrum pricing model itself, the industry is kind of trying to lobby with the government that look, there has to be a different pricing model, because all of them have absorbed a lot of debt. I think the MD of Bharti Airtel has gone on record to say that look, at these levels you're going to make huge losses. To my mind, these are going to be two critical markers as far as the industry is concerned. Till such time, I would tend to be away from the industry. I think Idea, the volume clearly shows that people are using this opportunity. They know how the merger is going to happen, and people are exiting, because I saw volume of 27 odd million shares. In fact, I think the volume is now 31.75 million shares, and it's obviously a kind of a reflection of the fact that the merger is in some sense getting behind us. So I would frankly tend to keep away from this. There are enough and other industries and other counters to look at, unless of course you are a trader and you listen to advice of experts like such as Ruchit, then it's a different matter. Then you are on the call, you take bets. But as a small investor, medium term investor, fundamental investor, I would tend to use this opportunity to keep booking profits in the industry, whether it's Bharti Airtel, Idea, etc. Because still the pricing, the value is still not clear, which means that your earnings is still not clear as far as this industry is concerned. That would be my take, and that's why I said USL and Pankaj cut me. Just a quick one on USL. I will use every fall in USL price as a great opportunity to buy.
Right, just as you mentioned that pricing is not clear, you mean tariff pricing, right? Not about this deal.
Yeah, tariff pricing. I mean, what I meant is the earnings of the company. I'm not talking about the merger details. I'm talking earnings of these companies is still not clear, because Reliance has got a huge war chest. And of course, if TDSAT, TRAI, if they come up with strictures, then it will be a huge plus for the industry. I think that's something that I'll watch out for. In case they kind of wrap Jio on the knuckles and say that look, you need to have a little responsible pricing. I'm not getting into the merits, demerits, legalities or anything. I'm only putting facts on the table.
Right. So we can just look at from the release for Vodafone and Idea. So the EBITDA for Vodafone India as of December on an annual basis was around 12,987 crores, and for Idea it was about 11,413 crores. You add both of these, assume there is a synergy benefit of 10%. There will also be a substantial EBITDA company. So don't you think that they would have that war chest to go ahead and do some sort of pricing mechanism in the industry?
See, frankly, Pankaj, EBITDA comes depending upon what kind of pricing and what customers you're retaining, and that's driven by this huge. I'm a giant in the pack, Jio, with the kind of predatory pricing that Jio has done. That's clearly sent shivers, and lot of both Bharti Airtel as well as Vodafone and Idea, they had to reprice themselves to retain customers. So EBITDA is a function of what is the price at which you're pricing your services, and as one of the other speakers rightly mentioned, voice is no longer going to be a profitable thing. It's going to be data. and Jio has come with a fantastic offer for you and me as customers for the current year. So EBITDA, all that works, Pankaj, provided the pricing of what you and I pay is responsible. If that's going to be something that's going to be predatory pricing, then EBITDA numbers one will have to look at very, very carefully.
Right. Now, the release is talking about what the equity structure will be. Vodafone will own 45.1% of the combined company after transferring a 4.9% stake to the Aditya Birla Group. The Aditya Birla Group will then own 26% of the combined entity, and Idea and its shareholders will own 28.9%. So, in the combined entity, Vodafone's equity is about 45.1%, and Aditya Birla Group and Idea's shareholding then comes up to about 35.9%. And of course, there's an equalization agreement as well. Vijay, Mr. Prasad spoke about how tariffs will, impact the tariffs in the telecom industry impacts the profitability of the companies, and how Jio is a big force here. But if there is this consolidation happening, and two large companies come together, realign their debt, suddenly have more money to grow, on the cost side, do you see efficiencies for the entire industry or for this new merged entity, and what does that mean for valuations of telecom companies?
Well, I believe that valuations will arise over a period of time, and definitely there are synergies. If two big behemoths, join hands together, so there are, definite, benefits on the cost side, and we are going to see a lot of exits on the, manpower is going to be freely available as far as the entire telecom sector goes, because due to the consolidation, people are going to lose jobs, and they are going to synergize, and lesser people are going to do more amount of work. So I believe that on the cost side, it would definitely impact, and it would take another 6 months for us to analyze what kind of cost impact happens, but it definitely would happen. And as far as the ARPUs go, as I was mentioning earlier, that voice revenues would be a thing of the past, and data would be the king, and new business models, as Airtel came with a payment bank. So if at all they're even after passing on 7% to the customers or 6% to the customers, they're able to garner large AUMs, they would behave like a bank, and they would play on spreads, which can propel their balance sheet and bring the cost of debt down considerably. So cost would definitely come down with consolidation, but yes, we have to wait and see for another maybe year and a half before we see the balance sheets again propping up profits. So as mentioned very rightly by my colleague, that EBITDA is a function of profitability and the business models these companies are going to evolve with.
Let's get in a perspective on the telecom industry. Pradeep Baijal, former chairman at TRAI, is now joining us on a phone line from Delhi. Sir, if you could just give your first reaction to the Idea Vodafone deal.
It's a very, the reaction is very positive.
Sir, could you just repeat? I think there was an audio drop over there.
The reaction is very positive. It's a very welcome development.
Right. Do you think that this can change the industry dynamics quite meaningfully?
Well, see, one deal doesn't change the industry dynamics normally, but any deal which leads to less operators in a circle, say about 4 to 5, is a very positive signal, because all over the world, with the same amount of spectrum, the most viable use of spectrum can be if you have 4 to 5 operators. So this reduces the number of operators. It's a very positive sign.
Right. The point that you made, when number 2 and number 3 player come together and become number 1, they would get some pricing power?
That's a very difficult question to answer, because all the players have different technologies, have come in at different points of time, and so that's a difficult question to answer. It needs a much greater analysis.
Right. Say, suppose if there is an increase in the pricing, post this particular deal, do you think a player like Bharti would also benefit, or for the entire sector there would be some benefit?
Well, I said 4 to 5 operators in a circle is a positive development. Now, it has its various impacts, not very easy to assess at present.
Right. What do you think happens to Jio with a new player who's trying to take market share? Do you think that they would also go slightly less aggressive after this merger, or you think it would really not impact?
Well, they started with zero tariff, and they have to go to some kind of tariff. Where they go at what stage is their business call, and they would surely assess the impact of a bigger player in the market.
Right. As far as this deal is concerned, this will need a lot of approvals before this deal is fully done with. Do you think that will be the next step to watch out for? There may be some hurdles over there as well.
I don't think there can be many serious hurdles, because everyone in the government or TRAI would also welcome this deal, primarily from the reason that it makes the bigger operator, very viable, and it gives him more spectrum which he can utilize more profitably.
Right. Can you just tell us the point that you made right now, where more spectrum can be utilized? Do you mean efficient spectrum will be utilized from this merged entity?
Yes, of course. All over the world, per operator, the amount of spectrum is far more. For instance, in China, it's 45 megahertz. Everywhere, the amount of spectrum is more. We started because we never anticipated that we'll get to a huge market. So we started with 4 megahertz, 5 megahertz, which was very inefficient way of using spectrum. It's like you have small circles and you have big circles. So big circle is positively more efficient, because in small circles you waste a lot of spectrum. So this will lead to better utilization of spectrum in that sense.
Right. So it will lead to a lot of synergies also on that front.
Yes.
Right. Can you quantify the synergies, or it's too early to try and assess that?
If telecom sector was so simple, I would have analyzed it now. It requires a lot more study. What is the spectrum with them, etc. There are three other things that will also happen. You see, all over the world, the spectrum, the use of the spectrum is converged, which means that the spectrum can be used for any purpose. We had also moved in that direction, but very haltingly. Now, this will also lead to more converged networks. Second, all the resources in the telecom sector must be shared without conditions. Now, that is also happening, or that is also moving in a limited way. Now, this deal will also encourage the sector to move into more converged networks and more sharing of resources.
Right. In terms of the deal, it may be a forced deal because of the sector dynamics. But do you think that at least the capex intensity of the sector would come down? Because till now, Idea, Vodafone, Bharti have been spending quite significant on capex.
Yes, by and large, yes.
Right. And just a word on where the tariffs go from now on. Where do you see tariffs going in FY18? Do you expect tariffs to go up or at least be stable?
You see, we have the lowest tariffs in the world, and I don't think there will be any significant impact on lowering of tariff, no.
Right. Sir, thank you so much for taking out time for us and giving us your perspective. That was a view coming in on the deal. But if you just look at the stocks, the volumes are very, very high. But at the same time, the market has gone down. And maybe that's why names like Idea have also significantly gone down from the day's highest. Was not the correct one, and that's why the markets has repriced it around 111. It was an expected deal, and that's now something that you're seeing. Bharti Airtel also, volumes are yet to pick up, but it's absolutely flat at this point of time. On that note, we are taking a break. We're coming back in 2 minutes. Focus on the Idea Vodafone merger would continue.